before we came over here in Central Park on Guelph Line. That was started in around 1995 by a group of our Rotarians, and that was very successful to the point that when it was planted out, we moved over here. I want to thank our flautist, Bev Wilson, who provided the beautiful music as we gathered. Bev, well done. And I'd like to recognize a few dignitaries that have joined us today. First of all, our Mayor, Mary Ann Mead Ward. Mary Ann. And the Ward 1 Councillor, Kelvin. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's great to see you, and the weather has cooperated, so thank you so much for coming out. Burlington, as we know it today, is rich in history and modern traditions of the many First Nations and the Métis. From the Anishinaabe to the Haudenosaunee and the Métis, our lands spanning from Lake Ontario to the Niagara Escarpment are steeped in Indigenous history. The territory is mutually covered by the Dish with One Spoon Wampum Belt Covenant, an agreement between the Iroquois Confederacy, the Ojibwe, and other allied nations to peaceably share and care for the resources around the Great Lakes. We would like to acknowledge that the land on which we gather is part of the treaty lands and territories of the Mississaugas of the Credit.
Today is a day for us at Rotary to thank our donors. Without you, there would be no Rotary Memorial Forest and this important living memory of your loved one. When you donate to have a tree planted or a bench installed to remember a loved one, our Rotary volunteers help you pick out a tree, order a bench, compose and produce the plaque, attach it to the tree or the bench, and maintain the tree so that you can come here and enjoy it forever. But your donation goes much further than that. Your donation helps Rotary fulfill its goal of service above self. It's written up there. It's the life support of the work of Rotary. Work on things like Polio Plus, which is a plan to eradicate polio in the world. Things like Big Brothers and Big Sisters, Halton Women's Place. And in fact, if you're interested, there's a partial list of some of the organizations, both local and international, that we have worked with over the past years, and your money from your donations have helped us do that. We support the important work which agencies and volunteers are providing in our community, and important work which is provided by many tireless volunteers and agencies and communities around the world. This bulletin board, as I said, lists some of that. The total funds that we've raised in our club, not just from trees, but from all of the fundraising that we've done, is over $4 million since our club started, and that's fantastic. And all of that money has come to the club and gone out to help other people. Our donors are a very important part of the club, and we want to recognize their help over the last 10 years and thank them for that. We applaud your contributions. I'm pleased now to introduce Reverend Bert Radford to you.
They were wayfarers in the world, travelers on the journey of life, the ones whose names appear on a plaque on their special tree. They came to the end of their journey, and we must continue on without them. But it is important for us who carry on to remember those who have reached their journey's end and preserve in our spirits the contribution that they made, the wisdom that they gathered, and the love they shared. It is helpful to have a tangible symbol for these memories, a place to focus them, a special place that helps us preserve this precious legacy. To help sustain these memories, you have planted trees to cast their shade over the path, and you have provided benches, places of rest for people who walk this path of memories.
As Rick mentioned, I'm Glenn Warnica. a member of the Rotary Club of Burlington Central. Today we share the names of those who generously gave a tree or bench in memory of very special loved ones.
Our loved ones are thought of today. Thank you for donating a tree or a bench in their honor.
To remember and honor these innocent children who never got to go home from school, never got to be comforted by mom and family before they died. We have donated a tree in their memory, and we are going to today dedicate this tree with the help of Indigenous elders who will lead us in a ceremony of honor and respect for these children and for our donors as we conduct a ceremonial tree planting. So please welcome to the podium our elders, Elder White Eagle and Elder Stephen Paquette.
Good afternoon. My name is White Eagle. I am from the Reserve Moravian of the Thames. I am Delaware Dene La Paix, and my reserve is past London. It's near Chatham, Ontario. I would like to thank the donors and their ancestors for allowing us and our ancestors to be part of your day, and it has been now turned into our day as well. And I thank you all for being here. And I reached out to my mother earlier in the week to let her know about what the city of Burlington and the Rotary especially was doing for the Indigenous children that never got to come home. And her whole thing, she was happy. She was very happy. She's in very poor health. I had wanted her to come, but she was unable to make the trip. But she would like to say, she would just like to say thank you. Sorry. And that it's finally a good day, because for the children to be recognized and for us to be celebrated and for us to be remembered, it's been a long time coming. I was part of the 60 Scoop, and so for myself and for my family, and I'm sure on behalf of Stephen, it's a good thing. And this is about reconciliation. So, Chimigwech, and thank you for sharing your day with us as well. Thank you.
Ani, Bonjour, Sego, Tanzi, Wachea, Hai Hai, Kwe. I bring greetings to you in just some of the different First Nations here on Turtle Island. Stephen John Paquette Gijnakaj, Makwadodem, I'm of the Bear Clan. I'm Anishinaabe from Wikwimikong, unceded territory. In my community, I am a traditional pipe carrier. I'm a former Eagle Staff carrier. I'm very proud and honored to be here today. And I want to say Chimigwech, thank you very much to everyone for coming today. I want to especially acknowledge the Rotary Club and for Rick and May to reach out to us and to invite us to this great event today. And you might not know it, but this is actually a very, very special day. Okay? You might not have noticed, but my sister did earlier, as our friend the Reverend was sharing his good words. There was a red-tailed hawk that was flying above us, right? And some of you saw it, right? And in our Indigenous way, when you see that red-tailed hawk, it indicates change, right? And what are we doing today? We are acknowledging and honoring those Indigenous children that did not get to come home. And so for us to acknowledge that is amazing. Because all throughout Canadian history, we have not had that opportunity to acknowledge a lot of things in Canadian history. You know, but with that simple act of truth and reconciliation, that's what the Rotary Club and the City of Burlington is doing. You know, I want to acknowledge Marianne and Kelvin here for supporting this. That means a lot to the Indigenous community in Burlington, so a heartfelt thanks to you. But, you know, a lot of times people will ask me is that, you know, truth and reconciliation, well, what can we do? Well, to the Rotary Club and to the City of Burlington, you have taken truth and reconciliation from just an abstract concept that we can talk about, and you've actually put it into action. So I want to acknowledge and give great gratitude to all the members of the Rotary Club, their families, their supporters, and things like that, for taking that step forward into tangible action for truth and reconciliation. And, you know, that is a symbol to other people that, yes, we can do things, and it might seem small, but it's actually very, very huge. The other thing that makes this day special, it's full moon today. It's full moon. In our Indigenous world, we acknowledge and celebrate every full moon. So the fact that this is actually happening on a full moon, which is the flower moon, when times are things, when the plant lives are coming to life, it's a celebration of life. And what are we doing? We're celebrating that, right? So a beautiful, beautiful day today. As I say, I'm just very honored and proud to be a part of this day today. And in our world, when we express gratitude, we say "Chi miigwech," which means thank you very much. So to all my friends here, all my friends in the Rotary Club and their supporters and their families, I just want to acknowledge all of you with great gratitude and say "Chi miigwech." Thank you very much.
History where we were not allowed to play this. And simply for saying around song is actually deemed illegal. And to their families. And again, this is ceremony that 50 years ago in Canada we would not be allowed to do this. And believe it or not, for something as simple as this, that under the Indian Act, you actually could have been arrested to participate in these ceremonies. So it's an honor and a privilege to be able to be here with you today and to have you participate in these traditional First Nation ceremonies. Closest to our heart. Right? And that symbolizes that relationship and that ceremony that we're doing. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take a little bit of tobacco in our left hand, and whatever thoughts, intentions that you have that you want to put out there to the Creator, to everything, you're going to do. Yep, you can just mix it into the soil, and as I say, whatever thoughts, intentions, prayers that you might have,
Let us share a prayer of the blessing of these trees. God, the creator of all, keeper of the earth, source of all life, we thank you for the gift of trees planted by donors and given to our community. We have planted these trees in memory of ones whom we cherish, to express our love for them. May these trees continue to flourish and preserve our memories.